Polecam extreme hobby.
Don't you ever be sad or lean on me when the times get bad. When a day comes and you are down in a river of trouble, about to drown, but just hold on. I'm coming. Just hold on. I'm coming.
I actually don't know how many times I've been, but I've been a lot. You know, it's like I've been said before, I have, this country it's like my home also. You know, I've been here all the time and I still always enjoy every time I'm here. And every time I go home, I'm looking forward for the next time I'll be back.
A co tak naprawdę Cię sprowadziło? Co się stało, że zacząłeś tu przyjeżdżać? Co Cię tu tak naprawdę ściąga?
You know, I always knew the guys from Poland. You know, Bagi back in the days was going to Brazil a lot, been training there with us. And since I moved to Sweden, and Poland is really close, you know, I always been meeting the guys in tournaments, we talk. And then finally one day I had the opportunity to come here to compete. And then I could see and feel the level of everybody. And when I got the chance to have a seminar, straight I start to have the thought of one day have one affiliation here. Later on, I managed to meet Adam, and we are doing the work together until today. That was how everything started from the beginning.
Jak oceniasz rozwój filii w Polsce, którą tutaj założyłeś?
I think the results can speak for themselves. You know, Adam today, it's well known all over the world. You know, and we're just doing the work. You know, we're working hard, we're working right. I see also the numbers of students that he's having. The result of the students in tournaments is increasing. I believe that later on we're going to have more affiliations here. We're going to have more guys achieving the things in jiu-jitsu like Adam is doing. And it's just the beginning. The work is amazing.
Przeprowadziłeś się z Brazylii do Szwecji, ale tam oprócz jiu-jitsu zająłeś się też prowadzeniem czołowych zawodników MMA. Możesz powiedzieć coś więcej o tym, o współpracy z Alsta?
In my head, the jiu-jitsu is one sport, no-gi grappling is one sport, MMA grappling is a totally different sport. We can get the ideas of all of them, but the most important is like how we adapt for the MMA, because it's another modality. You know, in the beginning for me was a challenge. You know, I have never done MMA in my life, and the top athletes in the world come to me and ask for advice of how to train on the ground, how to guide them. So you can't tell an MMA guy to fight on the back and play spider guard, for example, because then you're going to commit a suicide. But you can use the concept of control the distance, so from there he can set up attacks or standing up. If you be on your back, you don't control the distance, your face is always the target.
Możesz powiedzieć coś więcej o zawodnikach, po pierwsze, których prowadzisz, w jakich federacjach oni startują, na kim się wzorujesz, jakiego profesora sobie obrałeś, gdzie obserwowałeś po prostu, w jaki sposób zaadaptować twoje jiu-jitsu pod właśnie parter Walstart.
You know, I have been seeing how Léo Vieira teach a lot for many years. In all those years, I have been following him when he teaches jiu-jitsu, in all the training camps, because he always been the head coach of our team. How he train and prepare himself and teach no-gi. He's even one of ADCC champions in the world. But also, in this journey, I also follow of how he prepare MMA fighters. Léo Vieira have been working with Demi Maia, Vitor Belfort, BJ Penn for a short while. So I could always get his perspective of how he thinks and how he make the guys, you know, work when he was working with them on the ground. So I always saw this, but since I wasn't working with that, I never have the opportunity to use that. Until 5 years ago when they opened All Stars Training Center in Sweden, and the MMA guys started to work with me. And every time there is any kind of question or any kind of advice that I search for, and I can't see by my own, I always go to Léo. You know, I ask for his advice because he have way more experience than me. He have been working that for long, and it's the guy that always have the answers for my questions when it comes to this. Everyone is different. It's really funny. Like, I have guys like Ili Latif, I have guys like Alexander Gustafsson, and also I have guys that is like doviecie, also UFC fighter. It's a Thai boxer, a kickboxer, a wrestler. And since they all are competing in mixed martial arts, so they must pass to the ground experience too. But I don't try to make them all think the same or play the same. I try to make they use the abilities that they have, because the main thing is always keep them in the comfortable zone, in the area where they can dominate anyone. So today, when I train for compete myself in no-gi, my training partners most of the time is the MMA fighters, because they can give me a good training. So have been 5 years of working with them, and nowadays I can get benefit out of training with them and go and compete all over the world in no-gi. They are competing on UFC, some of other fighters are competing in Bellator and other organizations, and I'm competing at BJJF no-gi. So the idea is that we try to fill it up everyone with what they needed. So I can use for my own sake, they can use for their own benefit, and in general, we all are getting back. Now we are working to make Adam European champion, world champion, and then in the future, UFC champion. Me, I'm too old for that now. No, I don't have any plans. No, not at all. Always he'll hook me. Always he'll hook me.